Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy,
Lisa,
and
Rene.
as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. For those of you that are listening and not watching, you should definitely watch this episode.
for sure. This one is the one to watch.
Yeah,
for sure.
we have two very special guests today. We have my mom and my Tio Pete. Yay!
We love
got
it.
our
We
first
love
one, and it's a
it. Yes.
double.
Welcome,
we got
guys.
lucky.
Welcome, Tio and Tia. Thank you so much for being here.
So we have my mom, Guille, and my uncle Pete here, the two babies of the family. We got our first tias and tios on the family on the actual studio episode.
Oh, really? First?
Yeah,
they were
those are the
first.
first.
We're 10 and 11.
Yeah. So they're 10 and 11
Oh
of
my
the birth order.
gosh.
Mm-hmm.
10
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool.
This is very exciting. It's very unexpected.
Unexpected for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. We weren't planning
But it was
this.
it's a gift. It's a nice little gift. A little treat.
Definitely. So we're just gonna it's gonna be an episode that kind of flows about learning about more of them and just their relationship with mental health and just kind of we're gonna go with the flow here.
Yeah.
So there's no like set structure. But yeah. So thank you for being here. Like we said, they're 10 and 11 of the birth order. They are so Rene's mom is related to them, just so you know, and Lisa's mom is related. They're siblings, so just so we know the relationship on here.
This is our mama side.
Yeah, our mama side. And they're straight out of Compton.
Yeah.
So speak a little truth, and people will lose their minds. That quote comes from Ice Cube.
Yay.
So today like we said, we're going with the flow today of what we've come up with some questions and we told them they can answer them. They don't have to answer them. We've just kind of going with the flow today. Like we said, this was totally unplanned. So we'll see how it goes.
I'll go first.
So, okay, we start with our challenges. So Lisa's going to start off with her challenge first.
So this week I had car trouble.
Uh-huh.
I had my tire was all messed up, right? And then I got it fixed last week, right? And then when I get the car back, like I got it fixed, got the car back. The other tire had stuff, right? And I'm like, no, like I saw it seeing it. So tires are freaking expensive, right? Like I'm like, where's a $25 used tire, right? No. I was like, how am I going to do this? Because my tires are I have like thick tires or, they're not fancy, but $300 a tire, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So I had to get two. And I was like, mortgage or tire?
Oh, no.
No, I'm joking. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't
It's
that
hard.
bad. It wasn't that bad.
That's adulting.
But it was like that. Yeah. And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, it's just another thing. I had the money, so I was able to get my tires fixed. And, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. That's my money. That's my money that I worked very hard for.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have went to
That's a challenge.
California, go to a Dodgers game with that money. Like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Well,
was my
that's a challenge. Unexpected finances,
yeah.
unexpected things. My challenge this week is what? I don't really have a challenge this week. I feel like again
Life
we're
is challenged.
we're batch recording, so this is like the third challenge of the day. Definitely getting back into the rhythm of things. I feel like I'm struggling this week. But I will say that usually around this time at work, this is like my hard week because we're trying to close reports and stuff like that. But they hired this man and he's made my life so much easier that I'm like, ooh,
that's nice.
But then that just means that now they're going to give me more work to do because I'm free. And so I'm like nervous about the new stuff, but I'm like, it's okay. Like I'll figure it out. So
yeah. Aw.
But yeah. What about you, Mom or Tio Pete? Do you guys have any challenges you want to share?
My challenges right now is as we're talking is a challenge.
Mhm.
And also
You're doing great.
we're getting ready for school. You know, Penny's going to be with us. And so we're trying to figure out, what are we going to be doing? Because it's going to be 3 of us. So that's pretty good. Time's coming up quick.
Yeah.
And we're going to be
Oh, you mean like
challenging
summer?
For summer. Yeah, we're
That's
getting ready for summer.
Mhm.
That's going to be
Your
exciting.
dad is gonna have a summer vacation.
I know.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
challenging that.
So you're adjusting.
Together.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should have like the best summer ever. Like just do like stuff that you guys have always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just take your granddaughter and just go.
Yeah.
How
right?
fun is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
We know you
Yeah.
guys got McDonald's money now.
So
we know you can-
Thanks to life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And God, for sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nothing happens without him.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
And Peter?
Well, this week I actually had to work nights. I work part-time. I'm
Mhm.
retired. So I
Oh.
work part-time with a guy I used to work with.
Uh-huh.
A couple years ago, he called me and said, "Hey, Pete, how you doing?" I'm like, "No, I'm doing good. Like, I got a good job, but I'll let you know when I'm ready. When
Yeah.
I retire, and
Uh-huh.
I'll work with you a couple of days.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. So I'm working with him right now, and last Thursday, they called me and said, "Hey, Pete." And actually, we had a dinner. We had a dinner for Lola's, one of our third cousins'
Uh-huh.
daughter that was over.
Oh, okay.
And so Gisela and Selena and everybody, hey, let's go to your house, Pete, and we'll have a dinner.
Oh,
So we
okay.
had a dinner there,
Uh-huh.
and after the dinner, he called me
Uh-huh.
and said, "Hey, Pete, are you available to work tonight?"
Oh, no.
The guy that works nights just quit and brought the keys in.
Oh,
my
no.
gosh.
And I'm like, and I was also having some issues to go to the dentist and stuff.
Oh,
Right?
uh-huh.
It's just barely that day was
Oh.
starting to happen.
Oh, no.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll go, I go, yeah, I'll work tonight and stuff, but if I have to pull over to rest, I'm going to pull over.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a straight shot to Barstow.
Oh,
Coming
uh-huh.
back,
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just driving, not getting out and working,
Yeah.
which is no big
Uh-huh.
deal.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah. So I did that. And then on Friday, he tells me, hey, do you think you can work next week?
Uh-huh.
Work tonight and then next week. I go, look, man, I'm going to work next week for you. I
Uh-huh.
don't like working nights. I already told you, but I
Yeah.
do cover, and it's every once in a while, once or
Yeah.
twice, 1 or 2 weeks a year.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
When people take vacations, the night guy takes
Mhm.
vacation, I'll cover for him.
Mhm.
So I said, yeah, I am going to work for you that night, but I'm not working Wednesday because that's my game day.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
my life is my game,
Uh-huh.
the things that I like to do.
What do you
When I'm
play?
retired. Soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said, okay, cool. So on Wednesday morning, he's like, hey, Pete, we got you covered. We got you covered, right? On Wednesday afternoon, I was getting ready for my game.
Yeah.
He goes, no, you told me. I remember you told me. Thank you. Cool.
Uh-huh.
And then, so now I'm like, I'm in pain, kind of.
Yeah.
I had went to the dentist, and I go, give me some pain medicine. So I'm trying to get some pain medicine because the 600 milligram ibuprofen wasn't working.
Yeah.
And just until I can get my issue, you get the appointment with the dentist and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then on Wednesday at my game,
Uh-huh.
I was gonna come to this tournament
Uh-huh.
that I came to with another team,
Uh-huh.
right? But I got hurt
Oh, no.
pretty bad. I got kneed. I was gonna score, and the guy put his knee up, and my foot went right into his knee.
Oh,
I was out for like 2 weeks.
Oh.
So I didn't sign up with the team because I go, well, I don't know how if I'm gonna be okay.
Uh-huh.
So then I went and talked to the guy that Saturday because he plays on the Saturday team I play on.
Uh-huh.
This black guy, he's playing with a team from Denver.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I go, hey, I'm gonna sign up. he goes, oh, we already got enough people. I'm playing with a team from Denver. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, no problem.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday, one of our players is talking to the other manager from the team, from another team, and he goes, I go, hey, I heard something about a tournament. Oh yeah, well, I'm going to the tournament. Voy in Spanish, right? Voy al tournament con ellos. Oh, what? Ask them if they need players. He went and asked them. Oh yeah, we need players. So I got on. Oh, cool. I get to go to the tournament. But now I got, I'm trying to get to the tournament. Oh, but I have to work Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Like I started 8 at night, and I get off at 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh wow.
And then I have to get up and then I have to go home, drive to Vegas.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm
You're
like,
already halfway.
I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck? So I'm like, well, what should I do? I'm like, so then when I come in, I say, well, I'm gonna book a flight. I might as well book a flight now because it's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
So I booked the flight for Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
Right, and come back Monday night because it was a 3-day tournament. If you win, you play the championship on Monday.
Oh, okay.
So I booked it for Monday night. So I get there on Thursday to go to work that night. And when I get there, there's a guy outside, Mexicano guy. I thought he was a homeless guy. Right? And it was the other driver they had hired. Yeah. So this guy he came in before me, and I'm like, who's this guy? Like, oh, I wonder if they hired someone. Now I just came to my head.
Yeah.
So I get in there, he goes in there too. And then I go, he goes, oh, hey, Pete, this is our new driver. Night guy? You mean I don't have to work tomorrow? He goes, probably not.
Sweet.
I already did my plane ride and stuff.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, he ended up saying, oh, you don't have to work tomorrow. He's going to go with you today. Just train him. It's a pretty easy job.
Yeah.
So I did. And then I'm like, I told him, well, I'm not going to work Monday. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to work Tuesday because I have my appointment.
Yeah.
So, because I usually work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
So that was kind of a challenge for me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You're having boundaries. You're learning to have boundaries with work.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesdays?
Before, I would just work. Like, I would just do it. I go, no, I have to take care of me. You know what I mean? Because then, like you said, mentally, I'll be messed up. I'm like, nah, man, I wanted to go to the game. I wanted to do this. Like, I'm at a point where I need to do what I want to do. I worked my life where I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
Now I got to do what's right for me.
Good for you.
Helping my overall, the way I feel about now and this time in my life.
Yeah. Like you're choosing yourself.
I'm choosing myself.
That's
Good
dope.
for you.
That's
I
so
work for everything for my kids, and now it's just for me and my wife.
Oh,
How fun.
That's nice. Good
So-
for you, Theo.
So yeah, that was a
good.
challenge though.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I was like, I'm gonna be hurting at the game. Oh,
Yeah.
But they didn't end up giving me my medication, but
Oh no.
the pain one. But I told, give me some what do you call it? Antibiotics, right?
Yeah.
But I went to Selena's. She got everything.
Ah.
So Selena she took care of me.
Yeah.
By the time they gave me my
The
medication
pharmacist.
thing, I was like done. I'm already getting better and stuff. So I'm like, cool.
How
here.
funny.
Yeah,
Ooh,
So yeah,
okay.
so I was good. I'm like,
That's
I'm good right now, and I'm like, I'm glad I came. I mean, we didn't do too good in the tournament, but it was fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
Had some good
for you.
exercise.
Yeah.
Meet different people.
Yeah.
Next time I see them on the field and I knock them on their butt, they know I'm not a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Hey, Pedro, ¿cómo estás?" And, "Hey,
Yeah.
you okay? Yeah, okay, all right.
You're not trying to fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
That's funny. If you haven't heard, go back and listen to Frank's, Tony's, and Peter's episode to get
It'll
some
make sense.
perspective
Yeah.
on this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it'll lead to this one.
And I'll give you the truth about it right now too.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, why don't you guys tell us about yourself? Like, where were you born and raised? What?
Right,
I
dear.
was born in Charapan. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I was a tiny baby when we moved out. I'm like,
You're
what?
8 months? 8 months old, I think she
Oh
was.
my
Mm.
God.
So then I think I kind of heard we traveled a lot here and there
Mhm.
till we got to Tijuana
Uh-huh.
because we did knock on the door to come in. Okay. We didn't
yeah,
go
we
through
didn't do this.
We didn't go through the window or anything like
We didn't
that.
swim or nothing like
No,
that.
nothing.
Yeah.
We knocked on the door. Knock,
Uh-huh.
knock. Can we come?
Yeah.
And we were fortunate that, yes, they let us all come in. So
Mhm.
we walked right through the office with all our paperwork
Mhm.
and we went straight in.
Mhm.
Oh.
Okay.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
we were raised LA and Compton.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh.
And next question.
Oh. So what do you do for a living?
Oh yeah.
I am a grandma and a wifey.
Yay.
Okay.
I love it.
And a retiree. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Retired. They're both retired.
Yeah.
Good for you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
That's
is
hard.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of you guys.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
feel for you guys, all of you guys, because I know it's so hard, you know.
Mhm.
But there's a rainbow
Mhm.
at the end
At
of
the
the
end of
tunnel.
it.
Yeah, when I worked those 2 or 3 days, I'm like, how the hell did I work for 40 years, 5 days a
Oh
week?
my
Yeah.
Like, really, 5 days a week?
Yeah.
Like, can't they drop it to 4 and have 3-day weekend all the
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Well, I actually did that the last
Yeah.
3 years of
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
working thing before I
Uh-huh.
retired. I said, wait a minute, I'm gonna look for a 4 to 10.
So you guys are both retired and you guys grew up in, would you say Compton for majority or like
Yeah,
LA County?
Compton.
And you guys
Compton.
are the
Sure.
only ones that went to school from little to
From
high school, like
kindergarten.
full. Like you
Kindergarten.
guys are the ones that fully went to school
Yeah.
in the US,
Yeah.
right?
Mm,
How was that? How was going to school in the hood? Like
Oh, you
Tio
want me to
Pete
give you
says.
my story?
Yes, I do.
My dad couldn't take me out the closet to go to kindergarten.
Mm.
Yeah, I was hiding in the closet.
Oh
And I was
Brooklyn-
crying.
Mm.
Brooklyn.
Like, I don't want to go.
Brooklyn Elementary
Mhm,
it was kind of East LA, Boyle Heights,
mhm.
Soto, and Whittier Boulevard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So right in the heart of East LA.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah. And I remember they told me that. I kind of remember a little bit,
Mhm.
but it was like they couldn't get me to school. I was scared to go to school and stuff,
Oh
you know.
my
You know.
gosh.
But after a couple of days,
Yeah.
that was it. And I remember that's the only time I went to school at the same time same school with Gisela.
Oh,
She was in the 6th grade.
Oh, wow.
We
Oh
both
my
went to Brooklyn
gosh.
Elementary.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Were you guys at the same school or no?
No,
No.
I was at home with my mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
She was still-
Yeah.
she was still-
Watching her
I was
cook.
6.
Yeah.
I was 6, and then she was 3.
Mm.
4.
Oh, so you guys
Four.
4 years
Yeah.
apart?
We're
Yeah,
3 years
3
apart.
years
years.
apart? Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years
So
apart.
figure it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But later on in life, you guys did go to the same school. Like you guys, elementary.
Probably
And junior high?
Dickinson
Dickinson, yeah.
Elementary.
Mm.
Because when I was in 2nd grade in Montebello,
Mhm.
I don't think she was in school yet. I don't remember her
Oh.
going to school. So just
Mm.
at Dickinson, I was in a 4th. Well, I was supposed to be in the 3rd,
Mhm.
but when we moved from East LA, it was
Mhm.
middle of the year,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
and they asked me, and this is like one big thing in my life that kind of hurt me a little bit,
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
sports wise.
Mhm.
So when I was in the 3rd grade, they looked at my record and they're like, "Oh, yes, you have good grades and stuff. So do you want to stay in the 3rd or you want to go to the 4th?" If you ask a little kid, "You want to go to the 4th?" Of course, I want to go to the 4th.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up having a whole bunch of different friends, different
Oh,
everything, changed my life,
wow.
instead
Uh-huh.
of the other. But when you're in high school
Uh-huh.
and you play sports,
Uh-huh.
that 1 year makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes a huge
Yeah.
difference. Like a lot of people that I know,
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
being around sports,
Yeah.
is they'll hold their kid back. If they see their kid has potential,
Mhm.
they'll hold their kid back.
Oh, wow.
I think they did that with Isaac,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. and it really helped him
Yeah.
because he would have been 5'7", a buck 45 as a junior,
Jeez.
and as a junior he was 5'10", 180,
Uh-huh.
which
Man. He was
that made a huge
beast.
difference. Yeah,
Mm.
made a huge difference. So.
Yeah, wow.
So I remember, I think about that, about like with Tony too. Tony,
Mhm.
Dad, I go, well, I didn't know.
Mhm.
Because a year would have helped him too. He would
Yeah.
have probably got a soccer scholarship or something.
Oh.
Because that next year is when he
Wow.
built up his main speed.
Oh,
that he
okay.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had good speed, but
Yeah.
when the next year when he went to Cypress College,
Mhm.
oh, he was blazing. Yeah, he was like really fast.
Wow.
And that 1 year makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow.
the school, we ended up going to school just at
At
Dickinson,
Dickinson.
probably.
Dickinson,
Yeah.
Mm.
Probably kindergarten and 3rd and 4th grade. First
Probably
grade.
First grade.
First grade, yeah.
Ms. Madison.
First and
Mhm.
4th.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So, what does mental health wellness mean to you guys?
With me, just trying to follow my experiences of self-control.
Mm.
You know,
That's a big one.
That's self-control is hard to deal with, but when you get consequences from that self-control, then you got to use that experience to take control of yourself, because you know
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, a lot of times people get in trouble through their own fault. And the way I was raised, it was being from Compton, is you lose it.
Mm.
You lose it like big time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not because things are easy, not because everything is peaceful, and everything is average, is because everything is not right living in the inner cities. And there's a lot of turmoil and drugs and alcoholism and violence. If you're raised like that, that's something big. That's something big that you have to deal with all your life, basically. If you grow up like that, if you go there for a couple of years and you get out, it's no big deal. But if you're there for 20 years, that's almost like a sentence. I think about it sometimes. I go, damn it, Rafael, why did you have to ask my dad to live in Compton and not somewhere
like
different?
Why Compton, why?
Well, I'll tell you why. I got the story of why Compton.
Okay.
Okay, the story of why Compton is, we were living in East LA, and my dad was going to buy a house in Monterey Park for like $22,000. Right? God. Really nice house. Back then
crazy.
That was back then. That was like real expensive. Like real expensive.
Yeah. That's more than my car.
Yeah, because we were living, I remember we were living in Montebello. I thought we were renting there, but we were actually buying in Montebello. Okay, we were buying in Montebello, but my dad, this was probably in 1967. And my dad was like, he's like, you know what? He probably, like, we can't live here because Chava's getting married and Valta's getting married in 1968. Both of them were going to get married in 1968.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the money coming in too. So we were paying like $120 a month for our mortgage there. And we had to move. So I don't know. It's kind of weird because from what I remember, we moved from Montebello to Compton, but they were saying that we moved to another part of East LA and then from there to Compton. So I'm not too sure, but they're telling me that, so I believed it.
Yeah.
So that's it. From Montebello, we probably moved to East LA, then from East LA to Compton.
Okay.
Where the library was at?
Yeah, the library was. Yeah, I remember Gisela and Irma in the back of the library playing Spin the Bottle.
My mom?
I know you guys wanted to hear that, right? She didn't tell you about that, huh?
No, absolutely not. Oh my God, I love it.
How
Who was
funny.
there?
Well, Gisela and her and a couple of guys, and I was in the second grade, and I went back there to see where they were, and I'm back there, and they have a bottle spinning and stuff. They're playing Spin the Bottle.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
You remember? You weren't there for that? No. Yeah.
She's like, I'm not snitching on nobody.
Oh my God.
I wasn't there.
Yeah. She was little. Remember, she was probably kindergarten, like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was probably about 8 or something like that, And I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. I remember starting to hang out with these kids from the other side of the freeway. Because it was right off the 60 freeway. And my school there was a street here, the park, the sheriff's station, and then you go across the bridge, and that was the elementary. It was called Reagan Elementary. I used to go there, right? I used to go to Reagan Elementary, and I remember we used to go to like a catechism and stuff there down the street. And then I remember asking my mom one time if I can go with my friend. My mom didn't know. She was like, "Oh yeah, see." And it was across the bridge into Maravilla neighborhood, East LA, the one of the biggest gangs in LA.
Oh no.
And I remember going, it was projects.
Uh-huh.
Oh
And I
my
remember
God.
going and you could see people drunk and it just like a fog, like foggy in my head. Like
Mhm.
it was a lot of bad stuff.
Lot
I
of
knew it
bad
was
stuff,
bad.
huh?
Yeah, it was
That
a
was the
little bad
stuff they were pumping in.
Yeah, it was it was bad.
Mhm.
It was bad, and I don't, like I said, I probably would have hung out there. Going to Compton probably would have been better than living in East LA
Yeah.
Mhm.
for sure,
Yeah.
because I would have been a gangbanger,
Mm.
killed, whatever. It was
Yeah.
Short
bad.
life.
Yeah,
My
Short
dad
life.
mentioned one time that he was living in an apartment and I want to say with Tia Katy, with his sister, and then they had like all these people, like gangsters, like sleeping there, and they were like bullying them to stay there. And my dad had such a hard time getting them out, but it's because they were gangsters. And my dad was like, I'm not a gangster, you know? So he was scared.
Yeah,
But anyway, but yeah, mean.
Yeah. So just being raised like that it is tough on your mind. Because I mean, I can tell you some things. I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories like of me growing up and the things that I had to deal with. And I think I told Rene and my kids and stuff. So, getting bullied and stuff like say the first time that I really like a violent thing, where it was really bad was I was probably about 12 or 13. And my next door neighbor, Julius McLemore, he was a big time Pyru of blood, bully. And then around the corner was one of my friends, Burnett Livingston, a really good friend of mine. We met up the other day. Like we hadn't seen each other in 35 years. We met
Really?
up.
Wow.
Yeah. He used to come to my house. I used to come to his house.
Mhm.
But his brother, Robert Livingston, was a killer. I mean, he went to jail for murder. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Later on, years later.
Yeah.
So I remember him one time next door to us. There used to be a little house. Well, the guy, Mr. Green, tore the house down and he brought a house. He brought the whole house and put it right there in that property. Yeah. So when that property was kind of empty, we used to play back there and stuff and just hang out until he actually moved in months later.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one time Robert was out there and he saw me and he said, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Oh crap. Well, I'm not going to outrun him." So
Yeah.
the black guy, right?
Yeah.
So what? She's like, "Hey, come here." So I follow him to the back of the house, and he pulls a gun on me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
He says, "I want you to bring me some money." Just like that. And he took out the bullets and showed me.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, "Oh shit. Like, what am I going to do?" Like, okay, well, I got to bring some money.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what do I do? So I remember going back and I started searching my Giselas in purse, right? And I got a couple of dollars and gave him a couple of dollars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was like one of the traumatizing things
And you were 12?
in my life. Huh?
You were like 12, you said?
I was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That
Oh
was
my
one of the I was introduced real quick right there. I was like,
that's traumatic.
oh crap. That's traumatic. I
Yeah.
tell you. When you remember it, like right now, like I can remember
Yeah.
his face, everything. You know?
Oh, Theo, I
Yeah.
remember we had a conversation one time not too long ago.
Mhm.
And I think you shared that story with me. And now that you're saying it again, it's just so like, man, like it's so raw and so like so fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
And all of Compton was like that. I'm sure I'm not the only one going through the same thing through that. And just dealing with that. Like, okay, now I have that in my head that this guy just put a gun on me now. And remember we were all 12, 13, 14, so we're still growing up.
Yeah.
And just dealing with all that. And there was a lot of things that went on, and finally I was probably about 14 or 15. I would say about 14. And Gisela and my mom, Gisela said, Mom, we have to do something. So I know Commander Correa from the police department. So let's go and talk with him. So we went to the Compton Police Department, me, Gisela, my mom. We went. He said, "Hey, man, my brother's getting bullied." And I said, "Man," and I'm like, "What are we going to do? What can we do about it?" He's like, "There's nothing we can do about it." Which is wrong because that's called assault. if you really know. But back then they were estaban
Yeah.
tapados
Something like
también. They didn't know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the laws and
Yeah.
all that. And even if
Uh-huh.
they did, you know, from Compton, they're like they're
Yeah.
dealing with murderers the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So they don't really want to deal with it. You know, it's
Yeah.
like we're going to have to deal with him, and then we arrest him, and we got their older brothers are bad too. You know,
Mhm.
so yeah, you know.
Wow.
I remember this. I'll never forget. We came back. We're sitting on the kitchen table,
Mhm.
and I remember like they were saying, "Well, you know what? We tried. There's nothing we could do."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Okay,
Oh my
you know, what do you
gosh.
do?"
Mhm.
And so I think my mom said, "¿Sabes qué, mijo? You know what, mijo? I'm gonna tell you something right now. These you know guys that are doing this to you,
Mhm.
they're gonna get theirs. In other words, not exactly in those words, but they're gonna get theirs because my God tells me that if you live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword."
Mhm.
Sure enough,
Mhm.
Julius McLemore, 21 years old, got shot down.
Dang.
Antoine Wilson, shot down at 19.
Mhm.
Robert Livingston went to jail for life.
Mhm.
You know,
Wow.
he just got out not too long ago.
Oh, no
I
way.
had to go talk to him.
Why you
I was
did?
looking for my friend. His brother was one of my best friends.
Oh,
Right?
Wow.
So I'll tell you that story right now.
Was
So
he a changed man?
yeah. So yeah, because believe me, I had thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I had thoughts. So yeah, I mean, you know, you deal with that, and then you know, what do? You just live life. You know, my parents try to help me, but it got bad. It got really bad where I 16, 17 probably. You know, oh, my dad used to get into rock fights with people, with guys.
Rock fights.
Yeah, like, you know, because they were
Throwing
trying to mess with
rocks?
me. Yeah, throwing rocks at some
He
neighbors
was
and stuff.
defending.
Yeah, try to help me and stuff. And
Yeah.
Big
Malta too
time.
try to come out
Big
there and
time.
mess with, like, hey, what are you doing? And the fool's
Wow.
like, what? You know, they're almost fighting and stuff, you know, trying to protect me.
Yeah.
So finally, I got to 16, 17 years old and I was done. I was like, okay, my buck stops here. Mess with me. I know where my dad keeps his stuff. It's over. Yeah, and there was a couple of times I had to come out with the gun, and the police came to my house.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah,
Por eso sí.
yeah, but yeah, that's what. And you know what? And that's exactly what I told them.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what I told them.
Yeah.
They came to my house because the first time, I was 18 because I had a '63 Impala,
Uh-huh.
and I had took Angie to the Dodger game, right? And we were coming back, and I dropped her off, and I was coming back, and Robert Livingston, the one that went to jail for life, well, 25 to life, his little brother was there on the corner, and I had just put rims on my car and had some music and stuff, and he saw it, and I saw him looking at my car. I'm like, okay, and I didn't think nothing of it. So I got home, and around 11, 12 o'clock, I went into my room because the garage was separate. So I went outside, looked at my car, and I'm like, oh crap, my car's gone.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
He took my car.
Oh no.
And I knew it was him.
Yeah.
So I got Guille's keys from her little Falcon that she had. I said, I need to borrow your car. I got the gun,
Uh-huh.
and I know where they took all the G rides,
Oh.
the stolen rides.
Uh-huh.
And I went over there.
Oh wow.
But I guess he hadn't got there yet, thank God, because I probably would have shot that fool. Right?
Yeah.
Don't take my car and my music,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
But take my stuff.
So what happened was the next day I borrowed her car.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think you might have had the little Renault. I don't know if it was the little
Was
Renault.
it the Renault maybe?
Yeah, it might have been a little Renault.
Never heard of
It
these
was
kind of
not
cars.
big.
huh?
Oh, yeah.
I know. I'm like, sure.
So anyways, I was working. Who was I working? I was working on Alameda with Mr. Sotelo. It was a cultural center, but they moved it from Compton Boulevard to Alameda.
Okay.
So I was coming home,
Uh-huh.
and just so happens that I got to my street, 500 Poplar Street, and here comes Wandy, the little guy that stole my car.
Oh, in your car?
No, not in a car. On a bicycle coming this way like this. And I'm like, oh. And he stayed in the middle of the street. And I hit the gas. So he went around. And so he came back. And nobody messed with Wandy because his brother, two of his brothers were killers.
Yeah.
And they were like in jail for murder, one for murder, and the other one probably not yet. So nobody messed with him because he knows he had older brothers that were bad dudes. He would got like this to guys and slap them around.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they wouldn't do nothing because they knew what they had coming if they messed with Wandy.
Yeah.
But I was done. So he came back. I'll never forget. I picture this. My best friend Greg was across the street mowing his lawn. And my dad was on the grass too, doing something, right? And so he comes back and he comes to the gate. And I'm standing there. I get out of my car and I'm standing there. He's like, hey, where's your car at? Did you sell it? Like, I wanted to buy it. I wanted to buy your car. Right? I said, you know what? You better leave. What? I said, you better leave, man. He's like, oh, you want to fight? He got off his bike. As soon as he got off his bike, I grabbed him, I threw him on the ground, and I just pounding his head.
Oh my God.
Pounding his head. So Greg and my dad came over and pulled me off of him, right? And he's like, oh, blood, because they were all bloods, you know? Oh, blood. Like I was trying to, like, I put some knots on his head. Like I could feel my hand hitting his head and the vibration of the cement of the sidewalk.
Oh,
right?
shit.
I was hitting him like I was like, I wanted to kill that fool. You know what I mean? So this is the way I grew up. Okay, you know. So he gets up, you know, because he got me off of him. And he takes off and he starts running down the street. Oh, blood, like that. I'll be back. Right? I said, yeah, come back. Bring your brothers. Bring your whole generation, Black Panthers, bring them all. I told him, I'll be waiting here for you. So I'm like, oh crap, I'm in trouble now. So I run in the house and I go get the gun. Right? I go, and they're, hey, ¿qué está pasando? Gisela, my mom.
Peter's all mad. I'm like, and
So
I'm watching. I'm like, what's going on?
And Gisela stops me. She's like, hey, what's going on? I go, this is what happened. And don't worry about it. I got this. You know what I mean? And so I ran outside. He came back. He came back for his bike. Right? Came back for his bike. I went like this. And people are already outside. Everybody's ducking and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, I have my gun like this, like the way George Carlos Mencia said, no, you don't shoot like this, fool. You shoot like this. Sideways. So anyways, he runs and he goes in the back to the next door and he runs to the back and jumps the fence to go back to his house, right? So then his brother, Burnett Livingston, my best friend, starts coming, right? I see him and he starts walking down the street towards my house, right? I'm like, oh, Burnett's coming. So I got the gun, I put it in my back right here. And he's like, hey, Pete, what's going on, man? He's like, look, dude, let me tell you what happened. Your brother stole my car. Then he has the nerve to come over here and put it in my face. You know what I mean? And I beat his ass. You know what I mean? So what? Like you too. You know? Like, you know, in my head, I was thinking, you're lucky I don't get a G ride and throw him in the trunk, throw him off Palos Verdes Cliff. That's what I'm thinking. Because that was in my mind, you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so then his mom comes, right?
His
mom comes. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, okay, I'm going to let her have it. She's like, Pete, like, what's going on? Why are you messing with her? I go, come on, man. Your kids are all in jail. Seriously? And they mess with, you know, they're bullies. And you have the nerve to come to, I know you don't have my best friend. I've been in your house and all that, but you got to take care of you got to control your kids, you know? And next thing you know, woo, the police come, right? So the police get there and they're like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, he did this. And it's like, well, this is what happened. You know what I mean? He came and hit me up. I didn't go chase him down. He came to hit me up and he stole my car and did all this, you know. and I got to take care of it. You know what I mean? You know, like I try to get you guys to help me with these fools, but you don't help me, so I got to help myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna protect myself.
Yeah.
You know, so. So when he came back for his bike, right? So when he left, I got his bike and I went in the middle of the street and I bop, 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 and I threw it. It was a mangled mess when I got through it. So he's telling him, he's telling the cops, well, what about the bike? You know, it was my friend's bike. He's like, well, you're gonna have to pay for the bike, man. You know, I'm like, oh, all right, okay, I'll pay for it. And then one of Wandy's friends, who also had brothers that were killers, right? He's looking at me like I'm gonna get you, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm like, you too, fool. You're gonna get some of this too. You know, they never mess with me again.
Oh wow!
Did you get your car back?
I know.
Yeah, I found it the next day. It might have been that day or the next day, within a day or two. They found it. That address that I went to, that's where they found it.
Oh,
didn't have no wheels. So I had to buy some wheels for it and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But, eventually, we found the car and stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but stuff like that is really that's traumatizing stuff.
Yeah. Hell
Okay?
yeah.
You're talking about mental health, okay?
Yeah.
For me to be here right now,
Yeah.
come on now, seriously,
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Dang.
I had a list.
Yeah.
Put it that
Oh
way.
my gosh.
I
Yeah.
bet.
When you have a list,
Theo.
talking about mental health,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's an ordeal to deal with that. But you know, my mom, the way she raised us, you know, with a conscience, that's why I'm here. That's the only reason I'm here. You know, because otherwise, you ain't raised with a conscience, man. You're done. You know, a conscience is what keeps you alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know this world can be hard and cruel. You know,
Yeah.
and unforgiving.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
but
Dang.
yeah, that's just dealing with stuff like that is tough, and
Yeah.
I try to you know, I do have the self-control now because I'm experienced. I'm an older person now. It was funny because when I got on the plane to come over here, you know, this is the first time I realized I was old. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm going through the inspection, right? And the lady asked me, she was going to put me through the line right there, through the inspection. You know, where you put your arms and stuff. And so I was going to go through the regular line. And then she goes, do you have anything in your pockets? Like just money. And then they put me through another line, like where you don't have to do any of that. You just go right in, right? And I'm like, why did I go in this line? Like I'm trying to figure it out. And then later on, I realized that was the old person line. I'm like, oh crap. So then when she put me in, you know, then she goes, oh, come over here. She goes, to your pockets. I looked, it was the money and a paper or something. So she goes, oh, come over here. And there was a little gadget. And she got this little strip and went like this on both hands, right? And then she got the strip and then she put it on this little machine. I'm just curious, like, what is that for? She goes, oh, that's like testing for like explosives and stuff like that. Hazardous and stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I never seen that before.
Yeah.
You know, that was pretty weird. Yeah. Yeah, but then I'm like, oh crap, they put me through the old man line. Ain't that a trip? That is not right. Don't they know I'm going to a tournament and stuff?
Should have worn cleats.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how funny.
Yeah.
What about you, Mom? What does mental wellness mean to you?
Well, I come second because everything that Peter mentioned is me being on the background.
You saw it all.
So it was kind of like traumatizing to see your family struggling with the world out there, you know? And then it's like, hey, how come nobody told us that this town was not a good one?
Did you guys see it change? Did you guys see? Because it was all white people, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then it changed.
When we were there, it was probably, when I was going to junior high school, it was probably 80% black. I would say 7% Hispanic and 3% Samoan.
Oh, wow.
The Samoans have been there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a small, but they were all moving out of Compton. They were smart. They were moving to Carson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hawaiian
They all moved to
Gardens.
Carson.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was your
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was watching Peter struggle, watching everybody else, and me being the smallest was like, oh, so you don't do that. You got to do this. And this is how you learn. Oh, all right. Okay. It's pretty hard
Yeah.
to see that
Yeah.
at a younger age,
Yeah.
watching your
Mhm.
brother and your parents go through something like that. And you're like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah. How scary.
Yeah. And our mom saying,
Uh-huh.
oh, God,
God, I
God's going to be there.
know.
And
Yeah.
that's what my belief is
Uh-huh.
that's what helped us.
Mhm.
My mom being so tough on God.
Uh-huh.
He's there. He's with us. Don't worry. He
Yeah.
got this.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So let's go to church.
Yeah, exactly.
What about self-care? What do you guys do for self-care?
Come back next week for part 2.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about the things we're not supposed to talk about.